Good day, everyone. My name is Nguyen Bao Minh, a fifth grader from Vinschool Green Bay in Hanoi. Yes, you're not hearing me wrong. I am a primary student, and I'm here to share about limits open up the infinity, which is so abstract, right? Actually, in order to be here today, I have to submit an essay with a minimum limit of 250 words. Fortunately, I have been selected to stand here to keep sharing about something infinite for a limited amount of time. Yes, again a limit, 15 minutes like this. I hope you understand my dilemma when I have to handle these two concepts. Please give me a round of applause to encourage me to start my talk. What I am going to talk about today is limits open up to the infinity. When I think of the contrast between the limits and the infinity, I immediately think of literature, the favorite subject of mine, thanks to which I have always been passionate about seeking infinite ideas and emotions in poetry. And that is the reason why, last year, when I was in 4th grade, I published a collection of poems called Stay Positive or Tích in Vietnamese. There is no denying that the number of pages of literature textbooks, which all students study at schools, it has its limits. At least you can see its limits in the number of final pages. In every language has its own limits itself. Still, they have been helping me open up my limitless imagination to endless verbal challenges. Even new lessons about love, compassion, and kindness will be passed down through generations of students endlessly. As time goes by, these books with a limited amount of pages have been nurturing an infinite passion of poetry in myself, a special instrument that I have a chance to create with a finite number of words to effectively describe the infinite thoughts and feelings that are overflowing every time I think of a certain topic to write about. I remember when my Vietnamese teacher taught us about the words and the concept of time. I suddenly realized that all the lessons were limited, but they equipped us with knowledge and vocabulary to express broad concepts, emotions, and thoughts that no limits can describe. And I also found that time has its own boundary, like a day or a night. Still, it is indefinable, like the literature subject itself, in which its words are not only to express something infinite, but to express something indeterminate. For example, the concept of time is as clear as day and night, but it still depends on the person's mood. Have you ever noticed how time drags on so slowly when you are stuck in an exam that you have nothing in your mind to answer? Conversely, time flies so quickly when we are having fun, right? I heard my friends complain that their summer vacations were too short, even though they have 3 months long for their vacation. Consequently, I wrote a poem called Time to describe this indeterminacy. Now I would like to quote some short stanzas from my poem. I will read this poem in Vietnamese, and you can see translation on the screen here. You can find out something interesting, I think. Here comes the poem. Thời gian, đồng hồ đếm tích tắc, đúng từng phút từng giây. Thời gian trôi mỗi ngày, trong mỗi người một khác. Những ngày em chăm học, thời gian trôi thật mau. Ngày chơi game vùi đầu, thời gian thành hoang phí. Với cha mẹ yêu con, ngày xưa cũ vẫn còn, nằm trong tim mẹ mãi, về cả tuổi thơ con. Người lao động ngoài trời, thương lắm thời gian trôi, dưới mưa rào nắng gắt, đủ cả 12 giờ. Nhưng trên những trang thơ, thời gian trôi vô định. Thank you for listening to my poem. Do you find anything noticeable here? Yes, I asked ChatGPT to translate my poem in the most poetic way possible. And here's the result. I was so surprised when I saw a translation, and it was just brilliant. As a curious seeker, I asked ChatGPT to compose a poem about time with additional requirements, including infinity and limits. And here's the result. in English and Vietnamese. I will read this poem in my robot voice. Thời gian dòng sông trôi đi mãi, không có đầu cũng không có đáy, giới hạn trong cuộc sống ngắn ngủi, vô tận với nhịp đập vô thường. Do you think the poem here, it is a good poem or not? No, right? The poem is not good at all. At least the Vietnamese version, as there is a wrong expression and there is no rhyme either. Then I went further with some questions like, do Vietnamese people have the family name Go? Give me some examples. And here's the result. It's hilarious. Cô Bảy Hằng, cô Phạm Ngọc Thanh. Do you think the Go here is a surname or not? No way, right? It is ridiculous. Because the Go here, it is not a surname, and it is a way of addressing female people in Vietnamese. In fact, there is a Go as a family name in Vietnam, like Go Gia Thọ or some others. Then how can't ChatGPT think of that? So I asked another question as follows. Do Vietnamese people eat baba? And the answer is 3. Baba is a slang term in Vietnamese that refers to eating 3 meals a day, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows what baba means, right? It is a kind of turtle, like you can see in the screen here. Hilarious, right? So what message do ChatGPT's imperfect and incorrect answers give us? Well, ChatGPT or other artificial intelligent AI tools, even though based on a large language model, still only processes data that is already available on the internet. Or in other words, the already available knowledge, it is limits, and it represents the past. In contrast, people with their inherent emotion and creativity are always moving forward to an infinite future, right? As Einstein once said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. So why don't we take advantage of ChatGPT's strength as a stepping stone for our intelligence and creativity to reach our endless potential? As you can see, the translation of my poem Time, ChatGPT can very effectively translate it into different languages, help it overcome language barriers, and go global. That is how limits open up the infinity. Thank you for listening.